Well, hello there guys, and how's everybody doing today? Hope you guys are having a fantastic weekend. Did you guys miss me? Did you? What's up, Wicked, Daniel, Anonymous, Goku Black? What are all of you lot doing? Basically, here's the thing. I think I have like one path left in Master Mode, so I'm just gonna blitz it quickly through, and then we're gonna jump in Halls of Heroes, and also just gonna take in a bunch of crazy OP champs for the content and just have a bit of fun. Right, that sounds perfectly appropriate thing to do. Yeah, why not? Let's go. Because we have been spending so much time with kind of like, you know, casually clearing all the lanes slowly, politely, with rank 3 5 stars, 3 stars and whatnot, and today we're just gonna destroy everything. We're gonna hit them where it hurts. Is Invisible Woman worth rank 2 as a 6 star? That's kind of interesting one. You need to really answer that one for yourself. And it kind of entirely depends whether you can play her, whether you enjoy playing her, because I think she's underrated, but at the same time she's not the easiest champion to utilize well. Therefore, it's deeply personal kind of decision. Whether she has potential to be a good rank up, for sure. Whether she has a potential for be a rank up that you regret later, also for sure. So yeah, it's pretty much up to you, man. Fine, thank you, grinding arena until your soul dies. Well, we're not gonna be doing that, but we're just gonna be doing all of the halls of heroes, because I want to get those rewards. There were some cool stuff, some potions, some 4-star rank up gems, which aren't like essential or anything, but they're definitely at least nice to have, you know what I mean? Silly thing. Ah, oh, what a jerk. There we go. Who's better, Sunspot or Namor? Objectively, Namor's more useful. Sunspot's definitely much more fun though, but Namor probably will get used more or get through more situations many champions couldn't, if that makes sense. Sunspot is the type of champion you want to play day to day and use him in every quest you want. Therefore, he's definitely also really useful at like your day-to-day quester. But when push comes to shove, and when you look at your roster and when you're facing some really difficult nodes like, I don't know, even taunts in like Act 6 and stuff like that, there aren't that many champions who can do well. And Namor's one of them. One of the probably the ones that do best. Therefore, I do value Namor higher, even though Sunspot's much more cooler and much more snazzy dresser and doesn't make us look at his nipples and stuff. Would you rather take Warlock or Corvus as your first rank 5? Corvus. I'd still probably, as a first rank 5, I think I'd do Corvus first, because neither of them do Labyrinth, and Corvus makes a life simple, like really simple. I know I rated Warlock higher in like my top champ list, but and I think for endgame use, but if you are in a position where it's like your first rank up, same as kind of like I think that Domino is a fantastic first rank 5 option. I don't think she's a great option for like really massive rosters. Like I had a choice to make and I did not, and I could not rank up my Domino because I could not see where I'm potentially going to use her, and I definitely saw Havoc being used more, so I ranked up Havoc over Domino. But if I had Domino when I had no rank 5s or a couple of rank 5s, Domino would have went up instead of Havoc, because she's a champion you can rely more day to day, and she just makes stuff easy, parry heavy, fights are done. And same thing kind of with Corvus. Warlock maybe can be more flexible, but while you're starting out, while you're still kind of potentially sometimes struggling with uncollecteds, or when it comes, I don't know, exploring Act 5 or something, Corvus definitely will do it much easier. Gonna be my first rank 3 6-star, absolutely no idea at this point. It depends which class I'm gonna get, what 6 stars I'm gonna have, so on and so forth. You're thinking to rank up your Thanos as 565? Don't. Thanos is a really bad champion, like really bad champion. Even Kang is better, because Kang can find a use. Thanos has absolutely no use. Oh man, I got hit. Look at that little bugger. Scholar difficulty is coming in an event quest. I hope so. I have heard some rumors and some screenshots of potential rewards or something, so I hope it is, yeah. You lucky bastard, you're jealous. Thanos was the last champion I was missing, so currently, once I got Thanos from gifting rank rewards, I actually have like every single champion in the game, like in my roster, at least like as a 3-star or something, you know? So that's cool. Oh man, I missed this one. What's up, Agorist? How are you doing? How's everybody else today, by the way? You guys excited for Abyss? It's only like soon, basically, is what I'm saying. It's coming soon. How are you doing? Well, had 2 questions for you, if you don't mind. Variant 1, 100%, 6.1, 100%, 6.2, 6.3, and LOL. Generic Awakening Gem Cap, Infinity War rank 5. Or save for Aegon, Mystic 45 Supreme, or save for Doom. Derek, do you have those variants and quest 100%, or you have variant 100%, 6.1, 100%, 6.2 and 6.3 left and Labyrinth left, is that correct? Okay, please tell me how to beat Mr. Sinister plus Havoc in the week 4 quest 2. Don't have Warlock, which nice man. Have been using 5-star in rank 3s. Really, there are quite many options. Basically, any champion in armor up will do well against Havoc, or any champ, or like Vision, for instance. And against Mr. Sinister, you want to either heal block him, or you want to quake him, or you want to use a champion that doesn't crit. It's quite a relatively painless and not that hard, I would say. At the same time, if you are struggling, it would be really helpful to know what kind of champions you have, and I could suggest potential best uses, counters, something. Yet another day, yet another stream. I do try. We have some plans for 2020, and that involves bigger channel, so hopefully you can make it happen. Hopefully you can make help me make it happen, and hopefully you guys are sharing my channel with everybody in your alliance, with everybody else, and encouraging them to come and hang out, because I don't bite. Well, sometimes I might, but not you. Then many people said that many players who have 5-star curves they get title legend and refunds. No, that I don't think it's possible. I have not heard so. My common knowledge and from what I know and what I have always heard is that you pretty much need an iPhone. There you go. I still need to do those already wearing 100%. Sorry. 6.1 haven't touched 6.2, 6.3 or lol yet. So you're actually quite well up there. Cap is really useful for 6.2 and 6.3. So I do the cap. I try and live with the Sim Supreme for now, as he is. For now, as you start exploring 6.2. Labyrinth you can leave aside for a bit until you actually get a really good option for it. It's not urgent. And yeah, I do the cap. And flip it, I'll do the Supreme as well. I do both of them up. Don't wait for things that might not happen. And besides, as you keep exploring that 6.2 and 6.3, you're basically gonna get like new rank 5 anyways. Current rank 5s are Quake, Ghost, Namor, Hyperion, Emma Frost, and Thekiryu is 6-star. Yeah, I do the cap and I do Symbiote Supreme. Symbiote Supreme would fit in well there because you don't have anything that nullifies well and does well with those buff fights. So yeah, what's up Dominus Day, how are you doing? Getting really close to 20k? Yes we are. Yeah, Derek, yeah, go for it. Don't hesitate. Rank up them champions, get in there, and explore the content. What's up Parth? Parth, how are you doing? I actually have a video ready for rank 5 stealth suits, rank 3 6-star stealth suits body as well. I voiced it over already, I just didn't want to upload it so close together with the Aegon bit. I'm using stealth suits body plus blade plus Ghost Rider for Thing, Invisible Woman, boss as well as Alice. I have 2 spots left and my top champs are Sentinel, Domino, Marvel Movie, Nick Fury. I'd probably still go with Nick Fury and Cap Marvel Movie, man, because they work well together, they make each other better. And that Fury synergy is also going to help your Ghost Rider. So yeah, I think it works well there. For Emma's 5-star shoe. Yes, Emma is worth rank 4 for sure, man. I have a rank 5 5-star Emma and I like her a lot. Don't use her as much as I should, but I do like her. Who will be my first rank 3? I have no idea. It really depends on what have I pulled up until then, or which is the first class that I form. And things like that basically. So currently I honestly have no idea. Oh, you respect my opinion. Well, I'm happy to hear. It would be a shame if somebody forced me to read all that, think about all that, and then say, nah, I don't respect your opinion. Thanks, man. Soul Reaper, what's up, how are you doing? What was the inspiration for the Just the Tip series? Get any more? There will be more coming, yes, in those series. What was the inspiration? I realized over holidays that I had been trying to make my videos kind of like too serious, too big, too general, and I quite often noticed that videos that I don't expect to do well, or videos that I expect to do well, don't do well. So I wanted to kind of like simplify the idea of the video and make it something that maybe has less in it, but can make people go like, oh, that's interesting. Like, you know what I mean? And then I decided that I'm gonna try and come up with a couple of series this year that are fairly specific, small, general, and don't kind of like, this is the full review, this is how you use a champion, or this is like the entire best champions list, but it's just like that small tidbits of information, because A, that can help in the fact that those videos are quite easy to come up with, relatively. They're quite easy to film and record as well, because you don't have to kind of like go through many quests and stuff like that. to showcase like a simple idea, and I also think they can be helpful, and people retain information better in small amounts as well, I think. Do you donate on this game? Donate? I don't. Do you mean I spend money? Yes, I do spend money. No, they don't, but any video under 10 minutes, you can only have one advertisement and you don't get as much revenue, but that's also kind of like a reason A, I pair them up with longer videos, and B, that is exactly the type of series that might entice more people to subscribe, and that in essence kind of earns more long term and helps the channel grow in general. So there is an idea, not every video has to be max out ads, max out revenue. There is also a perfectly fine idea where you put out quite a bit of content just to kind of like entice more people to subscribe. Anyone, the legend, MCOC, literally the only YouTuber who is actually answering all of the questions. Respect. Thank you. Committing fire, putting out new content this year. Nice job. Yes, that is also one of the kind of like commitments I made to myself, to try and be more productive and precise. Kind of like waste a bit less time. Maybe not listen as much to the critiques and stuff like that I get sometimes, and just kind of like do more stuff. Mostly that it's always kind of like, you know, one of those moments when you start out the year, you imagine the best version of yourself and you try to live up to it for as long as you can until the life breaks you down, but it's still at least interesting to try. Thanks, it makes a lot of sense. You're way too smart for this. Thanks. That'll be my next goal. My next, like, that's a very kind of big question, because goals depend on like which aspect of life. If you mean YouTube, or you mean game, or you mean life in general, or exactly what do you kind of want from me? If it's for YouTube, then ideally, and this might be somewhat slightly ambitious, but ideally I do hope to get at the point by end of the year where I can actually contemplate whether I want to do this as a full-time thing for a couple of years. So I do want to kind of like see how much I can push my channel out a bit, and yeah. So I do want to get to subscriber count. Isn't even like the main thing. The main thing is kind of like how much of a steady kind of like a revenue stream I can generate by end of the year, and whether I can sustain myself just from doing this. And if the answer to that is yes, then I would have a real question to kind of like overthink properly whether I want to kind of like focus a bit, well, full time on this, and then just perhaps go and study, get some more qualifications, or do something else, or just in general do things that I have procrastinated. Now, I never look at YouTube as potential thing for me for next 10 years or 15 years, but it would be extremely pleasant if for the first time in my life, in my adult life, I would be able to make the choice and maybe skip work for a year or two and just kind of like focus on myself a bit. Because I basically started studies back home, but I only studied for a year, and due to financial reasons I basically had to move away from Latvia when I was 19. So I basically had to drop out of uni, and I had about 50 quid in my pocket, a suitcase of clothes, and I moved to UK when I was 19. And since I was 19 I have pretty much worked for the entire time, and quite a lot. So being able not have the feeling that I don't have to go to work for like X amount of time would be insane. Can you get a legend title on iPad Pro? Probably, if you of course, yes. I'd think so still. Please read last riddle. I'll try my best. Yeah, but they won't counter Mr. Sinister plus Hammock. Sentinel gets armor, buff, special. Yeah, that does not work. What else do you have, riddle? Oh, right, for those. Matchups are Sentinel, Domino, Mal movie, Nick Fury, I mentioned T1. Well, here is the thing, Iron Man Infinity War is perfect. That is what you have to do, my friend. I just kind of missed the question stream there a bit. Iron Man Infinity War, Jane, is your key answer, because when you have Plasma active on the opponent, which you can place by level 3 and keep that in mind on Havoc, every time you land a hit, you're going to be power draining them, so he's going to be losing the charges constantly. And also, Iron Man Infinity War can absolutely shut down that Mr. Sinister heal with his heavy attacks and just base, yeah, heal block. So that should work. Am I going to the UK meetup? I haven't decided yet, because in entirety, nobody has really of them approached or even asked me whether I'm going, and so I don't know, man. I might do. I might pop by. I might not. As good or bad as it sounds. It really depends, like, where my headspace is gonna be at and how my time looks like when the meetup happens. Currently, I'm not making any kind of commitment to go there. Like your top 5 videos, your opinion in general, and just suggest you should ignore the other people. Yeah, well, I'm not trying my best to ignore it, but it's good to learn if the feedback is constructive. Even if negative feedback is a good feedback in a sense, but what can be a good feedback, I mean, but what makes a feedback good is if it's actually founded by kind of like, you know, legit reasoning, not just kind of, oh, your face is dumb. Your direct approach is what I come back for. You don't overuse words unnecessarily. We're in UK. I'm in Manchester, man. Sulphur Keys, I live in. So complete 100%. Act 5, 5.3. Oh yeah, that's gonna be fun. 5.3 is insanely difficult. I mean, not difficult, boring. Like, thank you for the variant tips. Explored everything 100%. Dude, you're welcome. Congrats. That's a nice achievement. Who did you rank up with your rewards? What made me rank 5 my Mr. Fantastic? Mr. Fantastic is a Dreamer's champ. Well, first things first, he was a new champ and we needed him for Alliance War defense. That was good enough motivation as well. But I really wanted that to be Mr. Fantastic myself, because even though he might not be the most impressive one, just the fact itself that he can apply those pre-fight debuffs, the amount of debuffs and the combined amount of effects that he introduces in a fight is extraordinary. And the fact that it can work cross-champion, stuff like that, means that maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but eventually he's definitely gonna find a really great use or a really great pairing with a champion where he makes some other champion OP. And that is what I look forward. If a champion is kind of like so complex and there are so many possibilities that I can't possibly even in my head currently comprehend half of them, then that's a champion that I want to keep my eye on for. Like, you know what I mean? Because you never know when he's gonna shine, because those abilities have so many different applications, and for some point of it, it might not be worth it. But then again, there's gonna be the time when it's definitely worth it. Just don't leave us. Fair enough. Speed block doesn't work on Sinister. It does, I think, if it crits. That heal block does work because if the region buff is active, but Mr. Sinister gets like an actual region. I'm not entirely sure. It might not work. I'm not the biggest expert, but it's still worth a try. Where can you farm ISO? Any quest or find crystals. Yeah, I remember Dork's video on Instinctive Touch. There was so much information to process. I ended up not really learning anything. Yeah, I like in smaller doses. Keep up with the new Jazz Tip series. Thank you, Dorian. And that's kind of the point. I just wanted to make the kind of video that it's quite easy for me to make whenever I feel that I need a video idea or something, and also easy to record, easy to voice over, and for people also easy to process, and perhaps many of them obviously are going to be the things that you know already, or maybe not so impressive, but you never know when it's going to come in use. When I get my first rank 5, ages ago, I got it when I explored Act 5. And then I ranked a Blade. Rank 5, Corvus, name or Warlock, please. Help me decide one. It depends who you have ranked up already, whether you run suicides. And again, that's why I'm not the biggest fan of kind of giving general rank up advices, because it's extremely kind of intimate thing based on who you have, what you need, what you plan to do. I have made a long kind of video how to use your generic awakening gem, kind of explaining all of that. Because it always depends what are your next goals and which champion is going to help you achieve those goals. Your face is down, KT's troll account, probably. I'm always waiting your live gameplay. Love you, big brother. Thank you. What's up, Meister? Ruby, is Nick Fury able to get big bleeds without deep wounds or awakening? Not really, no. He's able, yes, he's able, but it's hard, man. It's hard. So no, Nick Fury is not really a champion I'd invest anything in if he's unawakened. Usually when people don't approach other people, that's when they should have approached. It's more because of forgetting than they not inviting them, so pretty sure they'd love you there. Maybe, we'll see anyways. Quite a few people have asked me though, so I'm sure that somebody eventually is gonna rope me into going. What's up, what not, reptiles? And yeah, I'm good, definitely good. Mostly getting dry because I'm getting to talk extremely fast because you guys are super active in chat and it's hard to keep up. I'm just gonna put an auto fight here. Mysterio is good against Mr. Sinister. Yes, Mysterio is really good against Mr. Sinister. Iron Man's field block only activates an opponent's regenerating. Okay, fair enough. You probably know better. Do I play other games? Not in the last years, no. I used to play quite a bit more, but not these days. When do you think Cavalry difficulty will come? Hopefully within first quarter of 2020, so within the next 3 months, ideally. ISO farming, I'm not the best person to ask, man, because I have never problems with any ISOs because I still open relatively decent amount of crystals, and if anything I sell my ISO for gold from my like day-to-day kind of things. So the best ways to farm ISO, maybe somebody in chat can help you. What's up, Mr. Sunshine? How are you doing? What's up, Narek? Mark, what's popping? We're just chilling here. Just doing a bit of a streaming today. What's up, Mason? Can you epic with 4 stars? Yeah, I plan to do that as a separate stream. I plan to go through the last week of epic using only 4-star champions. Because I believe last week is the thing that everybody's struggling with, right? So it might be today or it might be tomorrow, but I'm gonna do the Halls of Heroes epic lane using 4-star champions only. You should consider doing some roster review using line, come up with a price and review base. Now that feels like too commercial. The thing is, obviously the baseline of doing the entire YouTube is not only to have fun but also to earn some money, but at the same time I want it to kind of like be voluntary, and I don't want anybody to feel that they are, I don't know, purchasing me reading a comment, for instance. Like I know quite often it is in like bigger streamer channels, right, that you pretty much have to send a super chat and, you know, if you want to make sure that your comments gonna get read and stuff like that. And I don't want it to feel like that, because that's one of the reasons why, for instance, I often leave some of those streams where there are like 500 people, stuff like that, the chat is active and I want to interact with somebody and I feel like I can't do that. That takes away quite a bit from the streaming experience. Obviously, you can't really help it if your channel's huge and if you have many people in your chat, but at the same time, it just doesn't feel too great. And this would be kind of like a similar sense that I do want to give advice, I do like to help, and that's why I do also give these advice through line actually for free, because like a lot of you message me online constantly. I typically get at least like a dozen messages from strangers a day. And then obviously all the chats that I'm in and getting tagged and stuff like that. So keeping up with line is difficult, but I still try to, if not give the longest answer, but at least acknowledge the question and kind of like give a brief answer. 5-star Thanos, also my first 6-star crystal was my Alto's name. Oh, dude, that's insane, Mason. Rats. Can't wait to do epic with 4 stars? Yeah, we're doing that tomorrow. I'm just gonna take in Chorus, you know. How do I keep myself motivated? Because I'm ambitious. I want to see it grow, and I understand that only way to see something grow and only way to succeed in something is to put in work. So even the days when I don't feel as bad or as good or I'm busy, still try to put out content, because that's kind of like one of the requirements for YouTube, especially for these kind of like smaller channels, is to upload, for instance, constantly and be present. And that's why I do it, because I don't want to fail. And I think that's a large reason why many YouTube channels fail, because they take a week off, or just don't feel like it, or lose motivation, or they let their content go stale and stagnant. And those are the things I want to avoid, and sometimes it means pushing yourself a bit more. How long do you reckon will take in the future to farm 5-star 6 stones in LoL with max 6-star Aegon? Probably like 20 minutes, but at that point 5-star 6 stones will be worthless. So I'm more kind of curious how long it will take to farm those abyss chests. I must go, goodbye. Alright, see you next time. Thanks for popping in the stream. Killmonger is still viable skill champion. I have Nick Aegon Blade at rank 5. Yes, Killmonger is good. Killmonger, unfortunately, current content and endgame problems don't really require Killmonger, and that's why I think he's underrated, because his skill set, even though it's decent, it doesn't have a place to shine. And that's sad. But again, if you are a player who plays it like Void, Omega Red, and like Sabretooth and those guys, then Killmonger is definitely a solid rank up. Don't let's even get you down about Killmonger. Yeah, don't worry. Okay, so we got some stuff here. Cool. Play next. Oh wait, I just wanted. We're gonna go cheap. We're gonna do some cheap shots here. We're gonna have some Corvus and Ghost and Wasp. Come on. Where's that Corvus? There we go. I have Corvus, Ghost, Wasp. We're gonna take. Ant-Man and Hood, I guess. Not that I really need Hood. Is there anybody else that I really kind of want to bring in? I'll let her, just because she's new. Yeah, Killmonger shines on Icarus, that's for sure. Oh, when he had Indestructible Bugman, he was one of the best champions in game, man. That was insane. Now 565 Killmonger, and at the moment he's collecting dust in the roster. Yes, that's exactly kind of the point, because I don't think there are many places where he can shine at the moment. It didn't work with that Hyperion tip. Well, it doesn't work in the middle of heavy max, then at least the very least you can use the one after the first hit. It's still quite useful, it still gives you a chance to trigger Fury, and I still use it definitely before even I figured out that I can do it in the middle of the combo. It might be kind of down to device or your own speed, because I said it kind of took me practicing a bit that timing as well, but at least you have the first hit there. Using Armor Infinity War against Havoc, his armors won't. Yeah, his armor's ups won't stop it, but if you get the plasma, then you can power drain, and that will work. So that was the kind of reason why I suggested it. What about Havoc Mark? Also using Ghost, could you walk us through what the ideal rotation is? Most people, like for not typical length fights, ideally you want to face 2 hits from opponent, and then drop a 4-hit combo most of the time. That's pretty much it. I don't think there's like an ideal rotation. Base idea is obviously get as many cruelties as you can. If you can pop in a heavy to get Furies, but what's the best way to describe this kind of like ghost thing what you asked? There are many right answers and very few wrong ones. There's a lot of mods today. Yeah, I know, you guys came out of nowhere. I tried Ghost and got the Jags. Yeah, Juggernaut is a really bad fight for Ghost. It's definitely not a great fight for Ghost. Thought you might want Havoc for the Wasp Synergy. Oh yeah, that would have been a good idea. I keep forgetting that I have Havoc now because he's a new rank up. But yeah, now that you think about it more, Iron Man Infinity War probably isn't a good option there, man. What I would suggest is probably just taking whichever champion kind of hits hardest and block bait heavies and push him to level 2s. You can get through like that as well. We need them free stuff. What's up, KT and everyone? What's up, Abdullah Khan? Welcome to the channel. I mean, welcome to the stream. I mean, you know what I mean. Either way, what's up, Coop? How are you doing? How's your luck been lately? Haven't been able to catch your openings and stuff? Pull anything great? Yeah, I needed to bring that Havoc for the Wasp Synergy. That would have been cool. And yeah, now that you guys have been asking for it, we will be doing that 4-star rank 3 5-star only last week's exploration, so the 3 final quests. See how we can do that. Play my max 4-star Iron Man Infinity War is cursed and he gets to 14% health, his armors always disappear. That sucks to hear, Andre. Yeah, I wanted to say, you can definitely get through with raw damage as well. Thekiryu, I took Corvus to 565 or Domino to help clear UCEQ, Act 5 AQAW. Is that a good play? I didn't have Ralph or Massacre for Domino anyways. It depends. Do you play Suicides or not? And it also depends how big your roster is. And whether you plan to do Labyrinth and stuff like that. If you're currently at a place where you're kind of like going through Act 5 and don't plan to jump in Labyrinth, then I mean, you can't really go wrong either way. They're two great champions.
Thanks for the tips, rock on gesture.
Ooh, the Soul Reaper coming in with weird money. 40 of weird monies. I'm gonna fix my ignorance and discover where you're from. Oh, those are Indian rupees, so thank you very much, man. Greatly appreciated, and I'll do my best to give as many tips as I can. I should have recognized that rupee symbol. Read Last Mason. I'll check it in a sec, but first you need to put up Soul. I went for initial clear off roll with my alt with a 4-star Domino and 5-star rank 3 Starkey. I accidentally did 25-minute speedrun, no synergies. That's great, man. Awesome job. Domino can definitely put in like a real good job. Let me get the man up here. We're gonna round it up as a buck and we're gonna say thank you. What's up, Sendar? How are you doing? Colossus can definitely work for Havoc, but the problem with 6.3 Havoc is that a rank 4 Colossus didn't have enough reach because of aspect of evolution. Quickly but surely the power gain goes insane, and yeah, I tried it with rank 4 and you can 2-shot him with a rank 4, but you can't 1-shot him. Indian rupees. Yes, I should have recognized that. Because Swashbuckler is a guy and he often drops them about. What rank do you think Arcus is if they left the bug? If they left the bug... I'd have to put in like more work. He'd definitely be higher. If they leave the bug in, he would be somebody I'd take to rank 2. I'll put it like that, yes. He probably wouldn't be in the top 10, but he'd be close to it, I think. And I would personally take my 6 stat to rank 2 if I know that that's how Vision Arcus is gonna remain. What AQ maps Cavalier Summoner be doing? 7. I don't know, man. I have only been for the last like 3 years or something, or 4 years. I have pretty much only been ever doing highest available map. So I stopped doing map 5 when map 6 came out, I stopped doing map 6 when map 7 came out, and that's all I have been doing. For the most part, I think if you're Cavalier, you should probably be playing at least map 6. Canadian money is weird, it's waterproof, which is pretty cool. British money is kind of going to plastic direction now. They replaced the 5ers and 10ers, and 20 is still like the old-fashioned way, but I'm sure they can change it soon. Are they going to fix void and cap? No, they already did that. I think I'm quite sure it's fixed. Yeah, it's fixed, man, so that's good. Oh yeah, Taskmaster works well for Havoc, insanely well. It's kind of like oh man, I should have broken chorus. It's one of those weird things where, yeah, he goes fully debuff immune and he's an unlikely hero. We need better UC EQ rewards. We need Cavalier EQ. That's what we need. Who's TM? Taskmaster. He's a very tricky fellow. Ooh, somebody's coming in with another dono there. That means I'm gonna have to drop down to Streamlabs and check out that message. Just give me a second. $101. Don't have that much to spare, but here's a little something. Thank you very much, Max Remonti, one of the OGs, man. I always remember Max was one of the first people ever who sent me money for my YouTube channel, and you don't really forget that kind of things. So you definitely appreciate it, man. And also the fact that even though it isn't much or anything like that, and it has never like been much, but at the same time, you were like one of the first people. And you definitely kind of like in my memory is one of the first super chats I have ever received quite shortly after I started streaming. Map 6 way more difficult and does it cost more than map 5? It costs more in donations, yes, but it's not much more difficult. Many say that it's even easier because AI is better. Only difference kind of like in map 6 is the fact that you need to have a tiny bit bigger roster and a bit more options and know which lanes you're doing and kind of have better counters for the paths, because paths are a bit more specific. But other than that, it's really not hard, man. Would you rank 2 Sunspot or rank 5 Awakened Fury? I would rank 5 Awakened Fury, man. Fury is insane. What's up, Joshua? Just lurking, dude, doing your arena? Well then. Hope it goes well for you in arena, man. It's Harris from Pakistan, big fan. Why, thank you, man. Sandar coming in with another $5. Keep up the good work and dibs if you are doing dungeons with subscribers soon. If we're getting another set of dungeons, then I will. So basically I have 2 streams planned for either later today and tomorrow. It's the 4-star last week of Halls of Heroes, 4-star and rank 3 5-star. And if dungeons do reset, we get another set, then I'm going to be doing 1 or 2 streams with dungeons, so there's definitely going to be quite a few live streams, so stay tuned. And sure, if you're about when I do dungeon stream, you can have your dibs, man. Would I rank up Torch or Invisible Woman? Personally, I do Torch. For rank 5, 565, Symbiote Supreme. Should I also use Awakening Gem or save that? I would save it for now until there is a heavy need for it. Like, you know what I mean? I would rank him up unduped, and then if you would feel yourself that you are missing that awakened ability quite a bit, and if it's actually hindering you, then I'd use it. Because again, I'll be absolutely perfectly honest, I don't have that much experience in Symbiote Supreme, so I don't really know how much you will rely on that awakened ability in some of the trickier fights. If you can skate by it, then try that first, because that's the good thing, is because you can rank up Symbiote Supreme and you can later use the awakening gem. It does not need to be used straight away. Against more with the rank 5 Chorus or Aegon. I'd say Chorus. I'd say Chorus definitely against more. If anything, I proved that even a 4-star Aegon was good enough for like Labyrinth, you know? Because Aegon is one of those champions that can definitely punch upwards and he kind of thrives in long fights. But Chorus really needs that extra damage. What do you say about Hyperion? What do you mean what do they say about Hyperion? Hyperion's awesome, man. Love it. But yeah, Corvus is one of the champions in game in general who gains most about any bit of extra attack or damage he can get. Only 7 and 5 champions. I'll recall. Well, I'm sure you can get more, you just need to do a bit more content, man. Really like your idea of having player data exposed. Do you think Obama will expose such APIs? I really hope they do, and somebody in the comment section actually had like the best idea ever. They only should release the data in pretty much in the raw form, and somebody in the community would be probably more than willing to actually make their website, do the interface and do the work for them, and effectively it would serve the exact same purpose, and it would be like the easiest way of kind of hype building additionally to a useful tool. So I'd be so psyched if they did that, man. What's the best champ to beat Darkhawk and Epic Halls of Heroes? You can do it with pretty much any champion, I think. You just need to knock him out of that phase with like a level 1, so you need to nail in a couple of intercepts. The best champion... don't even know, I saw like Season 2 champion, but the best Ghost, many people say, is really good for it. There any maps of map 7 which all path nodes are is there? I think there are definitely some charts out there. I'm not in possession of them because I don't really pay that much attention to it, but I have seen some of them at some point in some chats floating around. So I'd say yes. Oh man, stuck it. That's why I like these quests where I can absolutely pay no attention to the fighting. Rank 5 Hyperion Sigeti worth? Yes. A signature level doesn't really matter to Hyperion as long as he's like Sig 20 or 40 at least. That's all you need. You never need to put any Sig stones, and Hyperion is definitely worth rank 5. You know, Awaken ability is great on Symbiote Supreme because it takes a lot of the RNG aspect. Well, that's fair enough. Again, I'm not the person with the most experience there, so that might be as good advice as any. That also might hesitate me rank up my 2-star now because he's unduped. See what you did, Mark? See what you did, Mark? It's your fault, Mark. Yeah, question. How high is Sunspot's prestige? I have heard some YouTubers say people dominate. Sunspot has the highest prestige of 6 stars as far as we're aware for now. It's not like it's that insanely higher than everybody else, but it is the highest 6-star prestige we have currently. How to counter Lionheart Black Bolt Mini? I don't have Omega, neither Wally Bro. You can do it with any champion, really. I did that fight with like a gold pull or something, honestly. It's a bit more about yourself. What you want to do is you want to avoid parries as much as possible, right? And when you're ready to finish him off, so use any champion that can hit hard enough to kind of like outpace that aggression regeneration. Avoid parrying, do only intercepts and dashback intercepts and things like that. Keep dropping him down with level 1s, level 2s throughout the fight, if needed, obviously. And then what you do is you parry him towards the end and drop a heavy attack, disable that life cycle, and drop a level 3. And that's a guaranteed way to win. Wasp is a fantastic counter, by the way, because Wasp has A, power sting, B, she can spam heavies for days. Wasp is insane for it, yes, and there are quite a few other options. Yeah, Hyperion doesn't need any 6 stones at all. Where should I be? Music's a bit too loud compared to my voice. I can change that. Should be a bit better now. Greetings from Germany. Well, thank you. Greetings from UK. Play next. I use Hyperion for Darkhawk and Halls of Heroes. Were great. Fair enough. Yeah, it should do, actually. Now that I think about it, Hyperion is probably one of the better options. Where should I be grinding to get stealth with Spidey? In Arena? I don't know, man. Oh, you mean what score? I'm absolutely no idea. How do you improve Ebony more? I would pretty much scrap his current existing ability set and do probably a full rework. Or if not, you can change the signature ability. Like when he gets his persistent charges, which he can carry from fight to fight, the first thing you could and should do is have them actually affect his attack and crit rate and stuff like that. And then I think that would be kind of like a fair comparison. He might be a champion that starts out relatively slow, but because he does have these persistent charges, after a couple of fights he starts hitting really hard. So that's probably the direction I might go in. He wouldn't be like the best champion after it, but he could have his uses. Oh no, Signal. Crap. Oh, Signal's back. Cool. Yeah, so I would have, because he has those like 3 things he has to do in the fight to earn a mission, right? Need to make opponent miss, need to nullify a buff, I think, and you need to power drain them. So with that, I would just make sure that he gets extra attack and maybe some physical resistances and stuff like that every time he fulfills the mission and carries them over from fight to fight. Thank you so much, bro. I have rank 5 cap and cap Infinity War. Hope they can kill that Black Bolt for yeah, Hype is a really good option actually, I think, because you can spam specials with Hype all day long and keep knocking him down. Oh, again, Sean, let's take a look at your options. Better R5 rank up Void, Gladiator Hulk Thing, all rank 3, Unawakened. Science Awakening Gem, 3-4 gem and 4-5 rank up gems. Already Cavalier completed all of the content, but Act 6 and Variant 3. I would personally go with Thing myself. Think I'd go with Thing. I'm quite sure I'd go with Thing, yes. I have seen kind of like the most use for Thing, pretty much. And yeah, like, yeah, no, I'm because Thing and Void both kind of need a high sig. But yeah, I think I'd personally go with Thing. Do you think it's worth doing the Halls of Heroes for the 4-star Crystal or Waste of Energy? I think it's worth. I'm doing it. Because I like those rewards. Because there's also like random rank up gems and stuff like that, and it all adds up quite a bit. So that's kind of why I'm doing it. Plus the revives and stuff like that. There is, if you take like the unit value of those couple of revives and potions you get, then that's pretty much already worth it there. A couple of refills. In the next event, are there going to be 6-star shards as well as 5-star Awakening Gem? Because I do not know. I do not know. Have not seen any leaks and stuff like that. No dungeons right now. Even though they did just reset and I could technically do a dungeon run at some point. But I was a bit late. I was a bit lazy today. To be perfectly honest, I actually stayed up till like past 2 AM last night, having a bit of apple juice and just kind of like doing nothing, so I slept in quite a bit today. So I did not have the most productive day, which is annoying because it goes kind of like against what I'm trying to do this year. Will they ever make the 6-star Joe Fixit? Hopefully not. Why would you want that? Why would you willingly even bring that up, man? It's one of those things that you just hope doesn't happen. Did you already get the 6-star deal? No, I haven't even seen it. I might not even be getting it, I don't know. I haven't actually spent any money on the game thus far this year, and I'm gonna try and keep it to minimum. There is somebody in front there. I believe Sandar called dibs on me, but we're gonna see when is that. Other rank 3 gameplays I can try to release. So I have more footage of Domino. I'm waiting for Doom. I will get Ghost as well. That is pretty much set and confirmed for now. And I have Stealth Suit Spidey already some footage and the video recorded. I just didn't upload it yet because I didn't want to upload them so close together. So those are the ones that I know for sure are coming. Ghost, Doom, Stealth Suit Spidey, and more of Domino stuff. I also, and now guys, calm down. Don't jizz in your pants a bit. But I did ask HQ Sean for his count tour video. So hopefully, and I hate doing this, but possibly quite soon you're gonna see an account tour from HQ Sean. Which is the biggest account in the game, like pretty much 3 million. 6-star Stealth Suit Spidey, rank 2 worth it, need champ. It's one of those, I'm never the biggest fan, so I might not be the most objective answer. I think under certain conditions he is worth it, but there are better options, so it kind of depends on what you need again. If he is the answer to your current immediate problem, then yes, he's definitely worth it. If you're asking me, do I value him higher, is he somebody I would be eager to rank up, then no. Don't take it too hard on yourself, KT. Chilling for a day or two isn't going to make you unproductive, rather the opposite. Well, yeah, well, it's not like I'm chilling now. I'm trying to catch up. So, there's that. So there is actually quite a bit of things that I have to do. And I think I also already know which champion I'm gonna show in next Just the Tip series. By the way, how do you guys like the name of Just the Tip? Is it too silly kind of thing? Because you know, it's like definitely overused and abused phrase, but at the same point, I don't know, man, I have a weird sense of humor, and for a moment I thought it was funny, then some moments I think it's stupid, then sometimes I think it's like, no, it's kind of catchy, it will do the job. Wasn't HQ Sean the first to finish Labyrinth? Yes, he was. What happened to Daniel there? No, you got some bad luck pulls. Sorry, I missed the message. I do try to read most of them, but if you guys chat a lot at the same time, then I didn't. Brutal DLX was the first person to finish A Realm of Legends. HQ Sean was the first person to finish Labyrinth of Legends. Just FYI. That's a good New Year's resolution. I wish I had made this too. I went from some qualities and got almost 3 stars. I mean, like, I'm sure I'm gonna spend the money, and I'm sure I'm gonna do some stuff, and I have relatively decent kind of excuse for myself, because obviously I have the YouTube channel that provides me with some additional income, but at the same time I want to minimize it as much as possible. Unless it's centered in Electro. Electro is actually quite cool, because Electro is somewhat rare, man. It's good enough, pretty clickbaity. Thanks. Oh man, we got stupid Archangel. There we go. Only 41,000 points till I can stop grinding for the day. That's pretty much there, man. I like it. It's just it's funny. On scale of 1 to 70, the joke 69. Thanks, man. Who do you think will be the first to finish Abyss of Legends? Unclear. Probably one of the guys who has a rank 3 Ghost or rank 3 Aegon or some other champion like that. Maybe rank 3 Domino. Who knows who's gonna be best there? It's hard to tell because we don't know what the content is. But it might be HQ, you never know, for instance. Yeah, they do let them kind of pick crystals now and then to give to everyone. Yeah, Brutal was the first to do Realms Legends. And yeah, I got a 6-star Electro, and I'm quite happy that I got him, because at that point I didn't have a 5-star, and I wanted a 5-star because of those Aggression Fury cheese videos. Remember? And I couldn't do them in Act 6 because you can only bring in 5 or 6 stars. So when I pulled the 6-star Electro, I was actually proper happy. Same with 6-star Abomination, because I don't have a 5-star. And if I need Abomination for like synergies and stuff, then I think that would be useful. Don't forget to like the stream, right? Well, yeah, do like it now. Who is the best player in the game? There is no such thing. The game is fairly complex, and there are many different things you can value. Who is the best at intercepting, who is the best at strategizing, who is the best, who has the best, I don't know, stamina, who can keep focus the longest. There are just so many different categories, so I don't think that there is or ever will be like the single unanimous best in the game. And it's not like Bum's giving us many chances to find it out, because most part in the game in general we don't have many options to kind of like directly compete, nor we have particular big interest for that, I suppose. See you later, KT. Alright, see you later, man. How am I today? It's relatively alright day. It's middle of the range day. It's not perfect, it's not awful. It's alright. Hey KT, well, hello to you too. Steve Rogers, Captain America, coming in as well here. Why? Thank you for your service. Ready for World War III? He's the best player in the world. Thank you. What do you think about Mysterio? I like him quite a lot. I do think he's underrated. I do think it's not the easiest thing to use him, but the fact that he has passive heal block and access to poison by themselves kind of put him fairly up high in my evaluations, because for now, currently in game, it's fairly unique. Unlighter has such good intercept, but you never know how well intercept somebody who doesn't make YouTube videos, and there are many more people who don't upload YouTube videos than the ones that do, so whenever you see somebody in YouTube, keep that in mind. Rank up Human Touch? Probably not, because Prestige is gonna be a reason, and I'm definitely not gonna do my first rank 3 as an unduped 6-star. UNC Cats filming was awful. Well, blame it on yourself, man. I was watching Seaton playing with Quake, and he's new compared to you. Yeah, Seaton isn't the best Quaker, but then again, it's Quaking in general is kind of like a slightly separate thing in MCOC, where it's not like a regular casual gameplay. It's one of those things that you either get it or not. Because the fight process is completely different. Don't apologize for your English, man, it's fine. But yeah, Human Torch is definitely not gonna get to rank 3 as unduped 6-star, because obviously the prestige race is real, so the definition of my rank 3 6-star is going to be whatever has the highest prestige and relatively good performance of whichever class Catalyst I get first. That is who's going up. If it's Cosmic, it's gonna be Kal or Corvus from the current champions. If it's Skill, it's probably gonna be Nick Fury. If it's who else I have? It's Tech, it's definitely gonna be Warlock. Unfortunately, Science, I don't have anybody that I have duped that could go up, so Science I would have to wait. Mutant as well, which is the class that I'm closest to forming a Catalyst. I don't have any good Mutant with decent prestige. It's duped. I have Namor, but he's unduped. So Mutant would have to wait. And Mystic, I have Clairvoyant, but she's not duped. I have Mephisto though, so if I get Mystic, then my first rank 3 from Mystic class would probably be Mephisto. Because he has decent prestige, I like Mephisto, and I think he's underrated. Do you think people are gonna stop using Corvus? No. I think the opposite. Once rank 3s get more popular, I think Corvus is gonna gain a lot of traction back. because the content currently that he barely can reach max boosted, he's going to be much more comfortable in. And if you can take Corvus Strength 3 at some point in the future much easier, then he's still going to be really great with that awakened ability, especially, man. Now guys, please do me a favor and try to keep the chats in English. We're all hanging out together here, and we would all like to know what each other is talking about. So, yeah. But yeah, definitely Electro has his use as well, because Electro is one of the very few champions in games that's fully immune to shock, so he can do like EMP modification stuff and things like that. Yeah. Yeah, rank 3 Mephisto I think would be cool. So if I would kind of like magically get a Mystic tier 5 CC today, Mephisto would go to rank 3. I do have like Morningstar as well, but I definitely rank up Mephisto before Morningstar. Yeah, and Mephisto has better prestige. No, that's fine, guys. But it's alright. But yeah, just remember that try and keep the chat in English, man. I can tell from experience it's extremely unpleasant when two people are conversing right next to you, knowing that you're standing right there in a language that they know you don't understand. Would I use Cosmic Gem, Cap Marl Movie, or Venom? Personally, Cap Marl Movie. She's fantastic, love her. Is Electro immune to Doom Slaps? Yes. No. No. Yes. No. No, he's not. No, he's not immune to Doom Slaps because he still takes the shock debuff. He just takes no damage from it. So yeah, no, he's not immune to Doom Slaps. Isn't Mephisto damage pretty much? Actually, not really. No. It's not fantastic, but it's definitely not bad. Like, when you think of bad damage output, then it's like Punisher 2099's Red Skulls and stuff like that. Mephisto is well ahead of that. And yeah, his synergy with Champion is definitely useful, but the problem is Champion sucks, man. What's going down? What's up, Solar Flare? How are you doing, man? Like, I really kind of dislike Thing synergy with Champion. I wish it would be like with anybody that's decent. You know what I mean? I could appreciate Thing a lot more. Yeah, see, therefore, I would be appreciative if you guys don't make other people feel like that, and keep the chat to English. What's up, KT? We were just talking about you. How are you doing? Allegedly, KT makes troll accounts and leaves nasty comments on my channel. What am I gonna use Mephisto for? Everything. Questing stuff, I don't know. Even at W, he definitely has quite many uses. Like, if you have stack Mephisto, for instance, you can do that toggle unstoppable things. Who would be the best champ to rank 5? Your goal is the variants: Captain America Infinity War, Maxig, Nick Fury, Warlock, Namor. A Marvel movie. Namor. Sorry, not Namor. My bad. Warlock. Warlock is great for variant 1, and there aren't many great tech champions for it, so he could put a lot of work in there. Warlock is great for variant 2 because he's XLR champion. Warlock's great for variant 3 because he's a tech champion, and variant 4 any kind of roster can do. I would make them to your face. That's exactly what we said, KT, that you make troll accounts and say that my face is ugly. Or no, my face is stupid. That was that. I understand the need for champions fury buffs to trigger at the start of the fight as a defender, but make him way better questing champ. Yeah, definitely. That would make him a better questing champ. But yeah, from those things that Meteor mentioned, I think Warlock overall covers the most ground in variants. It's extra large, tech, and fantastic champion in general. And he doesn't need to be awakened on many SIGs. But yeah, Katie, how's your day going? Everything alright? Hangover again? Or you're pretending that you have some adulting to do? No, I would leave those comments as Katie Candy, plus I'm too lazy to make troll accounts. Oh, fair enough. I'm sure you can get some of your white knights to do it for you though. So that might be what you did. You left them a set of very elaborate instructions. I'm still somehow convinced that you're behind all of the stupid face comments I have ever received. It sounds like something you would do. Working on some of the stuff. Stop lying. And Scrub Squad? What's that? What's a Scrub Squad? No dislikes so when I was around. You shouldn't have mentioned it. There's definitely gonna be some appearing right now. Venom the Dark or Ghost Man? Is that question legit, man? Of course, Ghost Man. Ghost. Ghost, even if you can't play her. You have 6-star Ghost, you learn to play Ghost. That's all I'm gonna say there, dude. That's all self-explanatory there. No competition in my opinion. When is the new LOL on? Allegedly, rumors say it's 15th of January. Or so they say. I don't think it has been like officially confirmed yet though. So take it with a grain of salt. Oh, Scrap Squad, Apex of Legends, oh. Fair enough. I would not know. My base hero rating is only 380k. Can I get into a high tier alliance with this map 6-7? Well, base hero rating doesn't really matter as much as your prestige, so that is the main question, whether you have enough champions that are relatively highly ranked. And that's about it. So you need to know what's your prestige and what's the other alliance's requirements. So possibly. Really disappointing that my best version of Ghost is a 4-star. Yeah, that must suck, man. I'm disappointed that I don't have a 6-star Ghost, but at least I have the 5-star man, and that's great. They're saying 2 week on Wednesday of the month. Yeah, apparently so. Oh, look at Katie Candy coming in with her comment now. Dreaming is bald. Somebody is making the idiot accounts again. Fair enough. Kick him out. Kick him, ban him. But I learned to play with her. Well, you need to put in that work, man. It's gonna be good for you. It's one of those things that will carry you over for a really long time and will make your life a lot easier in general. My expectations from Nova. I expect nothing and I still probably will end up disappointed, kind of thing. I don't really try to hype or expect much. You never know what's gonna happen with Kabam. So I obviously hope he's good. I hope there's a good synergy with Night Thrasher. That would make me like him a lot more. But I wouldn't be surprised if he isn't good. So who knows? I kind of expect Squirrel Girl to be OP though, because they often do that kind of stuff. Why these accounts always show up? Because somebody is bored and thinks it's funny. On the hand, it's special. I have dodged Bully. I have dodged War Machine special. I have dodged Collector special on accident. I don't know. And that's Green Goblins level 1 a couple of times. I have dodged Yondu is level 2, semi-okay. But most of those are just kind of like luck or stuff like that. I typically don't spend too much time practicing how to avoid certain special attacks. I spend more time practicing how to make sure that they do not launch those special attacks, if that makes sense. Oh, come on, you sod. There we go. Okay, hi Katie, how good to see me streaming? Well, good to see you watching. I already have a Quake kind of like explanation video with handcam, but I'm sure many people have been asking for it, so I'll probably make another one sometime soon. Squirrel Girls deserve to be OP. She can, yeah, I know. She's special in Marvel. Yeah, Night Thrasher is definitely underrated. I have made quite a few videos about Night Thrasher. Who's worth ranking 5, Sentinel or Gulk? I definitely prefer Sentinel myself. Sentinel has helped so much. Again, keep in mind, he's good for variant 1 as a tech. He's good for variant 2 because he's XL. He's good for variant 3 because it's made for him. And he's good in many places of Act 6, so I definitely value Sentinel much higher than Gladiator Hulk. Because even though I'm not the biggest fan of using and playing with Sentinel, I can't deny that he has been used and been useful pretty much in every endgame content today. So yeah, there's that. Now the show really starting to grow on me. He's a ton of fun to play. I have 5-star skill awakening gem, maybe more practice I'll pump into him. Yeah, he really needs high sig, man. When he gets high sig, then he's so much better. Those furies and good damage output, and he feels like a tank that hits hard. That's like a fact. But yeah, yeah, Night Thrasher is still one of the more used champions for me typically. This week he's probably gonna sit out most of the AQ though, because like skill champions get that penalty, 40% and stuff like that, but I use him in AQ pretty much every week, man. And I just like the fact itself that he's like able to access true accuracy from first hit of the fight without any special ramp ups or special conditions or things that he has to do or anything like that. He just starts the fight and the opponents can't wait. That's brilliant. Doesn't need to parry, doesn't need to do anything. Not gonna lie, I thought of Night Thrasher's May, but then he kind of started playing with him and his stuff. He's growing slowly but surely on quite a few people. I think I need to push it a bit further. I think I should probably release a couple more Night Thrasher videos and kind of like showcase him a bit more, because it's been quite a while since I made like proper with individual videos about him. Nova Santos, you are amazing. Why, thank you. I try to be above average. How about Mysterio or Sentinel? Just a quick one. Sentinel still. Again, because Sentinel simply already has the credentials. Sentinel has already proved to me that he's a great champion. Don't care what anybody else says, because he has been useful in vast majority of the endgame content. What's up, Dr. Odinson Thunder? Comrade? Как дела? I do actually hold like really high regard for Sentinel, man. Sentinel's biggest problem is kind of like PR, right? Because he doesn't look exciting. He's a classic kind of like comic book villain that nobody enjoys, everybody enjoys to hate, and he's kind of like party pooper, and his playstyle is relatively tedious or frustrating at times to build up those charges, which are all extremely bad things. But what he brings to the table is insane. It's good, it's great. It's good damage, really sturdy, access to heal block, access to armor rack, access to shock, access to incinerate, really kind of stable damage, and he bleed, poison immunity, all of that combined. Ability to spam special attacks because he saves power when he's shooting them. All of that, man, is great stuff. Hey, what's up, Amino, you sexy little beast. Sentinel God tier, yes. Had your vid and RIP and opened some cows and got 6-star ammo and 5-star world finally, so thank you and happy new year. It's awesome, Joe. Congratulations, man. Those are some really sick pulls. I'd like to have 6-star ammo before I maxed out my 5-star, but Warlock is an incredible pull as well. So it's a great start for the new year, man. Oh man, I hate those double whatevers. Sentinel has had a PR. Okay, yeah, need better marketing team. Yeah, for sure, man. Sentinel definitely needs change his public image, man. And even myself, like, I probably would not know that if I hadn't ranked 5 my Sentinel early on when my roster was much smaller, and I did it mainly only because it was like the only kind of decent option for me with relatively high prestige for the time and use in alliance for defense. So that's exactly the reason why I ranked up. What's PR? Public relations. It's a short abbreviation for public relations. My prestige 6.4k. What rating alliance should I target? I do not know. I'm not gonna start and pretend that I know current ongoings of medium level alliances. I don't know where it lands you. Somebody in chat must definitely know it better than I do, because the fact of the matter is I have been pretty much playing only for the upper tier alliances for many years now, so I remember a time when 6.4 got you in the highest alliance possible. But that time is long gone, and where it gets you today, I do not know. Domino Trinity or Blade? Trinity for LoL exploration. Domino Trinity for LoL exploration for sure, man. Domino will be cheaper and easier and faster and much less headache. No, Blade cannot solo all the fights by no means. Blade can in fact hardly ever solo a full 3.3 million labyrinth fight because his damage often isn't there. Blade can comfortably only solo champions where danger sense is active and if they bleed. For most part, Blade still takes a revive or 2 to finish out the fight, and not to mention the Blade goes up to like 1000 hits and whatever not. Clearing a labyrinth with Blade is not a pleasant experience. Clearing labyrinth with Domino is much better experience. It's much easier, and yeah, that is what you should do. Blade, on contrary to the popular belief, is not a great labyrinth champion because he just does not deliver enough damage. There are only a handful of fights where he works extremely well, and those are the ones where he can inflict bleed and have danger sense active. That's it. If opponents don't bleed, like let's say Maestro, he can't bleed Maestro because of his ability. That fight is not soloable and it takes forever. And also, even if opponent bleeds and you do not have the danger sense active, even though the fight is not difficult per se, it's still gonna go over 1000 hits, and oh man, what did I do? It's gonna be extremely hard. Or so I hear anyways, not that I don't know, right? You know who has been growing on me? Invisible Woman. Yeah, she's quite cool. I like the Invisible Woman bit as well. She's really tanky, mainly because she often doesn't get hit when she should. Yeah, she's one of those champions though that damage and tankiness in this game, let's say as proven by Sunspot, he accesses much more damage, much easier, and is tanky and has a perfect parry. Even Sunspot is struggling to get to the top of the tier list because utility is needed, and she just doesn't have that much. Wanna watch me trigger Katie? SL is still a viable option for LoL. Yeah, rank 5 Starlord is a viable option for LoL, and it's a viable option for LoL and LoL only. Therefore, he stonks. An Unquest Starlord can definitely still do great in Labyrinth, but why would you rank up a Starlord for Labyrinth? Because Labyrinth is an extremely outdated piece of content who doesn't even get you back your TFIB catalysts if you have chosen to use them. I used Blade 100% lol, yeah, but I'm sure it wasn't quick or easy or painless. It might have been relatively cheap, especially for the time, but it's not like it was, oh, it's awesome, you know? Oh my god, somebody mods, we have plenty of mods. Yep, there we go. Stop, Robert, say? And why did you tell them, KT? I thought we can trust you with the secret. Oh. Now I need to find the leak. Yeah, I know, it's just stupid, man. Some people will do whatever to get a bit of attention. I don't know, man. Or he thinks I'm gonna feel uncomfortable now. I'm feeling that Invisible Woman, Silver Surfer, and Doom will grow in utility. Perhaps, you never know what's gonna happen. Hopefully they do. Right. Yeah, guys, that's right. There is secret footage as well. Oh, right, Ronin is an Avenger, right? I keep forgetting these new Avengers that got added. Like, I keep forgetting that Namor is an Avenger, and I keep forgetting that Ronin is an Avenger as well. Even though I don't think it should technically count, because Ronin was like a vigilante persona that had nothing to do with Avengers aside from like the last final bit. You know what I mean? Well, we do, but he just makes new accounts. That was not expected. I don't know, it depends how you look at it. I see it as a matter of time kind of question. Yeah, I always knew this day would come. I always knew that secrets don't stay buried forever. And somebody is going to leak this vital information and try and use it against me, but I will stand strong against the adversity that I'm facing right now and carry myself with pride instead of shame. Why is Ronin an Avenger but not still Spidey? Because Kabam, man, because Kabam. Yeah, exactly, it's not difficult to make a new YouTube account. Plot twist, it was actually me, and I just wanted to bring up the subject. What would your reaction be if Squirrel Girl turns out to be better than Ghost? Happy. I wish Squirrel Girl to be cool, man. I find it interesting, I find it funny. It's always a good day to the contest when a crazy good champion gets added. And I'd certainly be happy about it, man. I think Squirrel Girl being OP kind of fits with my sense of humor quite well. I knew it. See? Always a slightly mischievous trickster. Just wait till next week when accidentally some video footage got leaked as well. Right. we're actually both in on this. We're gonna artificially manufacture YouTube drama and hopefully get a lot of subscribers in the process and become rich. Hey, the BS that people give you, man. But it's fine. Again, I was kind of expecting, to a degree, I expected a lot more of it a lot earlier on. It took a while for people to actually form that kind of like opinion, I suppose, about me, which I thought was inevitable, which also was one of the reasons why I was procrastinating making a YouTube channel in the first place. At the same time, if I didn't have thick enough skin, I would not have made my YouTube channel, so I'm just kind of rolling with the punches, you know? What's up, Chaz, man? How are you doing? Squirrel Girl should be OP, she's a bitch in charge. So today's video sponsor is not... no, that was a Monster Energy drink, by the way, so that's like direct opposite. Dude, Squirrel Girl has defeated everyone in the comics, including Ego the Planet. Yeah, I know, it's quite insane, man. Is Simon Infinitibor able to find the variant for Electro? Yes. I think he is. I'm quite sure he is. He might not be the best option for it, but I think he's definitely capable. Nullified, you freak. There we go. Ooh, we have a war starting. Wonderful. No IQ yet, and IQ is clear. Is an unawakened success in war rank 2? I'm really... no. I'd say no. I don't have any urge. Well, then again, I have maxed out 5-star. Probably not, because that dupe, he needs at least SIG level 1, man, to be able to ramp up quicker. Unduped Sentinel, like, first, Duped Sentinel is not a walk in the park or fun time to play to begin with. And Unduped Sentinel is basically that except times 2 kind of like thing. So yeah, I wouldn't. I don't want to, I wouldn't. Duped, yes though, immediately. What's Yesu? Live off-season AW fight, yes. Well, I still need to find out my path or assignment and stuff like that, so maybe, but not right now. But yeah, we might do it live, why not? Definitely not overly opposed to the idea. Oh, come on, just die already. What was that? So how... no, we're done with this one. So this only took an hour and a half. Pretty much. No, actually like an hour. But we can start the lower difficulty as well. Italy. He has goofed up with that level 1. Who goofed up with that level 1? Me? Huh? Who? What's up, Strongy Funny Man? Let's save the refills. Supposed to be, yes, but sadly there are a few interesting letters. Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. Die. But yeah, Mr. Fantastic's like intriguing character, definitely. You know, contest of questions will raise an interesting question not answered in the comics. What question is that? Who will win a fight? Squirrel Girl? Oh, Squirrel Girl. Fair enough, that is an interesting question, I suppose. Has she never been like cloned or somebody tried to mimic her? But I think that the answer there is obviously unanimously gonna go to Squirrel Girl is gonna win. The squirrels. That's not a bad theory. Oh, look at that, we got like 400 tier 4 basic. This was immediately worth it. Some 5-star shots, rank up gem. You see, that's what I'm talking about. It's 3 tier 4 basics there. 3 tier 4 basics that I wouldn't typically use in 4-star, but still. They just took Aegon's rank 2 and Abyss. Only 625 though, the 6-star offers are looking tempting. I hope they're not. I hope they're bad offers because, well, I haven't restarted the game. Let's see what they offer. 6 stars, 10 6-star signature stones, 20 6-star signature stone crystals, 15 5-star plus 2 signature stones, 10. Yeah, well, yeah, I suppose they're looking. It stinks though. I don't really want to buy stuff now. Oh, we do have a new set of dungeons. That's cool. Skill and Cosmic as well. That's actually kind of like the better set. We might do a dungeon push. Skill and Cosmic. Okay, no, not that. Dr. Doom is not better than Sim Supreme. I think he is. I like Dr. Doom better. Okay, you can put it like this as well. Sim Supreme is better in specific fights and specific conditions. Dr. Doom is better overall in general matchup, I would say. Right, but rewards are here. 1000 5-star shots. Ooh, there's a... Oh wait, that's the trial of it. We need this one. That would have been too good. 4-star to 3. I need that. I want that. Plus, they do give some potions and stuff as well, right? Yeah, let's go. I want that. Do dungeons with Katie. Katie would not do dungeons with me, I believe. Katie never wants to do dungeons with me. Okay, Katie, how are you doing this? Someone quit math, it's 192 energy for every difficulty. It's not a lot, man. It's definitely not a lot. It's like, what, 3 energy refills? But yeah, Katie doesn't like doing dungeons with me. Okay, I'm just gonna take in some random champs now. Some random champs that don't need much ramp up, I guess. I can bring in like rank 4s and stuff, but why not? Some champions that don't often get to use. Oh, okay. I love to see that Katie and Katie dungeon. Trust me, it's not the type of dungeon you're thinking about. And that already has happened. Katie does dungeons with Prokhov. Unfortunately, that is exactly the type of dungeon that you're thinking about. Oh wait, wrong quest. Everybody boo Katie, that's right. Boo the crap out of Katie. You misclicked. Yes, I noticed actually. I'm not too close, man. I'm not too close to my first rank 3 because I haven't been like buying too crazy offers and I didn't place high individually, and gifting event and our alliance got 4th, so that definitely, yeah, so I'm not really that close. Need to be able to buy ISO and the Glory Star? Perhaps, man. Again, like that is a perfectly legitimate idea. Unfortunately, I don't have too kind of like good personal experience with ISO, let's say an ISO situation in the game, because I have a lot of it and I have never had a need for it, therefore I'm not entirely sure how much of an issue it is. Get the heck out of here, Miss Katie Candy. See, Katie's getting kicked out from my stream. It's funny. Ah. Now what? Oh, those chains for dungeons. Yes, that is exactly what we're talking about. Alright, okay, I'm gonna buy a refill. What do you use auto fights? You're gonna read chat and relax? Yeah, that's what I started to do now. That's a good shot, man. Did you have minimum requirements for a gifting event? No. Everybody just did what they wanted, man. There was no pressure to spend. That's why NY is really cool. I like NY. It's my highest tier 5 Sea Horde. I think it's Mutant and I think it's close to 30k. Am I able to do Variant 4 Chapter 1 with roster, no units, rank 3 Aimer, rank 3 Iceman, rank 3 Aimer, Infinity War, rank 4 Morningstar, and rank 3 Heimdall? Yes, I think you should be able to. It might be a bit tricky, maybe you need a couple of revives or something, but you should have a relatively alright time. Why do you have so much gold? I stole it from Kabam's vaults and never gave it back. Essentially. We carried out a really great heist where we took our imaginary ski masks, we put them in printer, so we basically transferred them to digital format and then just broke in Kabam's headquarters with yeah, and stole some gold. So Katie carries half through dungeons, which is a nice thing to do. She's sweetheart. With that being said, Katie, let me know when the push is. Ping me online, man. It's probably gonna be tomorrow, man. I doubt I'm gonna do it today. It's already like 7. I might do another stream later today, but I'm not sure. Kind of depends on my girlfriend, whether she's still mad at me afterwards. New world record? Well, we can go and try. But yeah, Katie has not once, not even a single time, offered to get in the dungeons with me. That's quite scandalous now that I think about it. For all that giggling and laughing and all that happy face she likes to put on when she's here and around. That says something. That says something for sure, man. What do you think, guys? I'll just go and hide that one. Because she may or may not be, but it's probably not something I'd currently would want to overly discuss. Are you gonna... I do not know. What's up, Teddy? Why are you doing that? What's up, Zero Frost Ninja as well? No, look, people are showing up and coming out of the woodworks here. Man, auto fight is such a forgotten and useful feature. I have been long for, well, overdue in having some auto fights. Next video, Katie Candy exposed, no clickbait. Oh, that's a good one, man. I wish I could like a chat piece comment, because I'd click a love button next to it. What are you just saying? It's on the phone. Is that so? Yes. What's up, Strongy Funny Man? You don't want to read back, Katie. I know that she probably does not. She definitely does not want to kind of like rewind a bit and hear back or read back. I hope she doesn't, otherwise I might get another digital slap emoji sent to me or something. I'm actually quite fortunate that she has no way to physically harm me. Right? Just pull the 5-star Nick Fury from Slice Crystals. Now I have Nick Fury and Aegon both sitting around my roster unawakened. Well, you better get them awakened then. But it's a good thing still to have them, man. You know? When you're gonna get the skill gem or you're gonna get either one of them awakened, it basically means you're halfway there already. I take inspirational words from Mr. Borat. Kinda like the comment, but you can make me a mod. I could, but unfortunately, being funny does not necessarily mean that you would be a good mod. If anything, that might imply that you could potentially be a funny mod, and we might not need that. Basically, what I'm saying is, if I would be looking through a list of qualities and would approach, I don't know, hiring a mod as you would do as hiring a person, then a funny man would be not the priority. That being said, you're cool though. That was legit funny. Yeah, don't worry about it, Mr. Sunshine, it's all good. Yeah, it's fine, don't worry about it, man. Definitely no hard feelings there. Oh man, look at those auto fun. How many rank 3 6 stars do you have, KT? 0. I have no rank 3 6 stars. Not a single one. You can ask me how many rank 3 5 stars I have though. That's a big number. I don't want to brag, but I have quite a bushel of rank 3 5 stars. I know humor. I do not know what Mason is doing, but it clearly is involving you, KT. So that's interesting. What are you two up to there, huh? And so this one's gonna be nearly over. Man, Autofight making this stuff easy. Overcompensating? For what? Weird letters from weird country with weird money. KT likes weird money. That's actually fairly kind of like legit train of thought. Very well then. How close people keep asking. I'm not close, man. I'm not close. Still quite ways off. It's gonna be a while till I get a rank 3 6 star. Hopefully the Kabam increases that tier 5 class catalyst fragment that we can get though. So hopefully it's not too long out, but it's not close at the moment either. Ooh, for someone who jokes about the tip in their videos, tell you, sure, look at me, some serious qualities out there. Well, yeah, like, think about it. If you're a comedian, let's say if you're Kevin Hart, and if you need to hire security, will you look for a big strong man, or will you look for a small funny man? So, need to think it through. Giddy, 5-star awakened Venom to rank 5 or 6-star Hawk to rank 2 unawakened. Most would probably say that Venom will be giving you more immediate help. Kind of depends on you, but both are fantastic options. I think I'd personally maybe go with Venom. Weird money is the best money. Yeah, it's quite a tough call, but I think I'd go Venom as well. Only OGs from 1 hour ago remember weird money. Yeah, that was like, I think even over an hour ago. I wish I got more weird money, but unfortunately that was an hour ago. Shame on you lot. Nobody gives me weird money anymore. How am I supposed to feed my weird family? But at least Autofight is doing work for me. Is this how it feels when immigrants take somebody's job away? Because technically now the Autofight is doing my job and I'm just kind of chilling. Why do you rank 5 Silver Surfer? Prestige, man, prestige. He's highest prestige champion in game. That alone is not like why the hell I would. And Why the hell would I rank 5 Thor Ragnarok, for instance? Prestige, dude, prestige. It's the name of the game up here. What's a rupee? A weird money. I kind of wish I had a chance to live in a country where you have like a really high exchange rate, because in Latvia, like when I was growing up, we had Latvian lats, right? And the lat was more valuable than pound, and it was essentially in the value of $2 pretty much. And then obviously the euro is thing and the pound is here. What I'm trying to say is I just wish that I would spend some time in a country where like your smallest note is like 100 or 500, and then you have these bread only 7,000 weird monies, or I don't know, a rent for a month that will only be 750,000 a month, and like, you know, those kind of things, because it should immediately make you feel rich. Like if, I don't know, a pack of cigarettes would cost 15,000 in the store or something, like weird monies. Like you always hear about these like insane exchange rates or some African monies where like basically you are a millionaire if you have a job or some stuff like that. So I would just wish to kind of experience it for a bit. Yeah, rupee is Indian currency, I'm aware of that, man. Gave you a good tip? Yeah, I did. Katie's insane, man. Like, Katie's definitely insane. 95.5 mil. Definitely some screws are missing in that lady there. How you... What was that expression? Not a full... set? No, not a set. Either way, what I'm saying is there's definitely something weird going on. How am I? I'm alright, man. Can't complain. Latvian money makes a great weird money then. Yeah, Latvian money was a huge weird money though. Latvian money was one of the kind of like most valuable units of money in the world when it existed. It was about 20% more than a British pound, which is a huge currency as is. Hi, cool KT1 bro. So I'd like the Hungarian currency. Yeah, I probably would, yes. Go to Venezuela, their currency was so high you need a truck full of $1 billion to buy a piece of bread. Now that's a bit excessive, man. I'd still like to fit my money in my wallet. Weird monies. The audience wallet is 99 in the USA and the money is 36,900. Oh Jesus Christ, man, that would be sin. See, exactly dropped 37,000 on a mobile game, and that's just the one Odin, right? That's insane. One Kuwait dinar, yeah, that is a really large exchange rate. That's huge. Hope all is well. Yeah, it's alright, man. Go to Florida and Gators will eat your money. I'm not entirely sure how that's relevant to the current conversation, but Florida is the one thing I would like to stay away from in America because of Florida, man. You can read such stupid things, and I'm quite sure I would never want to willingly go to Florida by myself. Like, maybe if I was in, like, I don't know, protected escort. Greece drachmas 5 grand for a beer. Currently an audience costs 24 million Venezuelan bolivars. Wow. But still, for a week, man, for a week, just still your head gets around like using that currency. Just imagine that. $1 in America is 50 pesos in Dominican Republic. Yeah, that sounds like a really strong currency as well. Now I know that you guys are responding and most streamers don't. I'm gonna take advantage. I have done all of the Act 6 completion And 6.1 100%, and all variants 100%. What should be my next move in progression? If I were you, I'd probably quickly chill out the Labyrinth just for the experience, because Labyrinth does give you something. Labyrinth does change your perspective on fighting in general, in my opinion, and it's good to experience for an endgame play if you haven't done it yet. Arguably, 6.3 is easier. It's maybe slightly longer, maybe slightly more frustrating, but it will be cheaper to do 6.3, I believe. And leave 6.2 last, in my opinion. Hello from India. Well, hello there. Florida is an awesome place to live. I don't think so. Because I let cultural stereotypes and fake news outlets entirely dictate my opinion about a place. Especially about America, man. You guys are like shooting everything up, plus the fact that in Florida you guys are mentally insane and you got like alligators eating toddlers and stuff, so not for me, man. So when Seaton did an account tour, he said that he spent $42,000 for this game, and that is yeah, okay, I get it. That's insane, stupid conversion rate. I'd like to travel there though. You obviously heard about the wrong place, just anywhere else. This already in 4.22 Moon Knight boss got no Iceman to stop wait. Party heavy, man. You don't need an Iceman. Just be witty. Party heavy, party heavy. Done. Shouldn't be too hard, man. I don't remember that. What star level is it? Is it for 3 stars or 2 stars? 2.2 is for 3 stars. So any await counter really. I really don't think he was probably arguably the easiest Moon Knight to deal with, I think. Or one of the easier ones. Some good parts, some shitty parts. According to Google, the latest valuable currency right now is a Korean and franc. 1 USD. See, exactly. 1 USD is equal to 10,000 something. So to buy a bread, you probably need to spend like 15,000, right? It's insane. Florida has all the retired people. I would imagine that you would not need any cards. Yeah, but they also have like alligators, right? What do you do for my day job? I work in warehousing and logistics. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. So not here. Yeah, okay, fair enough, Sender. That's too much money. That might get old really fast, but for a while, I definitely like to experience that kind of exchange rates. Spent 2 decades there, you don't need escorts, and that was for memes. I know, man, that's exactly what I said. I let racial stereotypes and kind of like general misinformation completely dictate my opinion about some places in the world. But realistically, I don't. I just use it for humor. How do you get some good 5-star tech champs? The only ones I have Doc Ock and Hollybusters are not good. Well, Hollybusters is getting a buff, so Hollybuster might get good, and Doc Ock is alright, man. How do you get more champs, more tech champs? Well, you open more crystals. In order to open more crystals, you either need to grind more or complete more content. In order to do that, as a default, you basically need to play this game. So how do you get more good tech 5-star champions? You play this game more and eventually you'll get them. That's one of the things that keeps this game afloat. Unless you're willing to destroy your credit rating, everything takes time and nothing's kind of easily attainable. Therefore, whenever you do get something, you have a bigger appreciation for it, and it's more interesting to try and work for something. So be patient, play the game, and you're gonna get better tech champions with time. You don't have to do anything special. Hey from New Zealand? Well, hello there. From UK. You're from Hungary? Cheers from Czech Republic. I am... no, that's probably not for me. I'm from Latvia. Nothing wrong with Florida. I live there. You don't need an escort. Yeah, I know. I'm just messing with people from Florida. Mainly because of all the Florida Man challenge thing that went around earlier. That was insane, dude. What's up, Bloodthirsty23? What up? How are you doing, man? Okay, let me take this time for those who did not catch on. I don't necessarily think that Florida is a bad place. I just like to take the mickey out of people who live in Florida for the fact that Florida Man is a thing. Why should I check out Penguins on YouTube? What is that guy and what he can do for me? The signature stone offer panel is worth to buy. I What is the price for it? I saw the offer, but I didn't check the price. Probably if you need it, like, always, signature stones are always useful, pretty much. So, what is the biggest hazard in Florida? Alligators or old people on mobility scooters? Probably the old people who actually do more harm in it. I was about to watch Just the Tip Medusa before I clicked off it to the stream. Well, then make sure to check it out later, because Medusa has one hell of a tip hidden in that video. Wait, that came out wrong. That almost sounded like Medusa is a transsexual individual, which I do not imply at all. But that red wig is definitely a bit dodgy. But yeah, what's up with that penguins dude? Who is he and why should I check him out? Do I talk fast? I have a feeling sometimes I start talking really fast, man. But I suppose so long as it don't slurp my words, it should be okay, right, guys? You can still understand, right? Right? Was 4K in rupees in Indian currency? Yeah, I have no clue how much it is in USD. Then how much time will you be streaming the Epic Mode 4-star run? I do not know. I don't have a concrete plan. I could take a pause now and do it. Medusa's tip. See, I piqued your interest. It might be tomorrow or it might be a bit later today. I'm probably gonna finish this stream within the next 15 minutes or so, and then grab a snack and then see what's up. Alligators are actually rare unless you live next to lakes. that is like, aren't there a lot of lakes in Florida though? Just completely wearing 4 and got Cosmic 45 gem. Congrats, man. That's a good gem to get, I think. Love this channel. Thanks, Rick. The 6-star 6-stone offers 50 quid. Then I think it's probably worth it, yeah. It gave like, what, 10 generic ones and 20 class ones? Yeah, I think it's worth it. He's sarcastically funny guy on YouTube. Penguins are most critical. Okay, I might check it out. Might take some pointers, because I do love my sarcasm. I can't go a day without a daily dose of sarcasm, I have to admit. Especially at work, man. Every day somebody has to get it. Does anyone know who FBS Rush is? Huh? What? No? Alligators won't mess with you unless you mess with them. Yeah, but if you step on one by accident. The 6-star rank 3 Aegon video could use the heavy fury method. Yes, I know. I hoped that it would be showcased there, but it wasn't. So I'm gonna message the guy for it basically and ask him for a bit more Aegon footage. The 4-star chapter in variant 4 be complete with only 3 45-star champs. No. It's 4-star champs that you need to use, so you cannot use 5-star champs regardless of whether they're 345, 455 or 225, so no. That's a simple question there. In 2 decades encountered 2, so basically you encounter a gator every decade. You see, I have pretty much went through my life 3 decades, 0 gators. Statistics don't lie. Booyah. So basically, if I move to Florida eventually, I'm bound to step in a gator. And if that gator doesn't like me because I'm white, pasty, European, or I have an accent, he's bound to attack me first. Because I'm different. I'll stay to this side of the world where there are 0 gators in the wild. I mean the 5-star chapter. 5-star chapter? Yeah, I think it's doable. We can actually try and do that on stream at some point as well. What software do you use for my videos? It's just depends. If you see my face in the video, then I use the same software I use for streaming, which is OBS and Elgato. If you don't see my face in the videos, then typically I'm just using like iPhone screen recorder and iMovie player to edit it and voice over. Snakes, on the other hand, can find them occasionally. See, even better, you have snakes and alligators now, dude. That's like the prime reason to stay away from it. What is the most funny his YouTube video? All demonetized. He don't make money from YouTube. Probably you will like him. Okay. Probably I will then. Sounds like somebody I would. Is rank 3 6-star Hyperion better than a rank 3? There is no such thing as a 6-star Hyperion, therefore nobody knows how his stats and numbers scale. I'm gonna go get to zoo and get eaten. Alright. Yes, I also think that Florida Gators are racist for sure. Currently clearing the 3-star and down variant for really having fun using lower star champs. Yes, I know that variant's so fun, man. If they had sorted out the 1-star problem and had given a chance for people to, and the 1-stars, and the 1-star quest in general is the most boring in the entire thing, to be honest, because 1-stars don't have any abilities. That piece of content is one of the most fun and interesting things ever that they can make. Original recipe, Gators say yum yum. Snakes are much more hazardous in Florida than alligators, and I bet they're racist too. If I had hype, would I take him over Corvus? Prestige, man? Probably not, unfortunately. I'd want to. If Prestige wasn't a thing, then probably yes. But since Prestige is the thing, no, it would be Hyperion. What's wrong with reptiles? They're racists, apparently. Seaton or Cowell wants to go to store. Robert, give me the 100 quid iTunes card so I can use it. What? If I had hype and prestige wouldn't be a thing, I'd prefer hype. Feeling next feature 6-star Quake will be in it. If it is, I'm gonna lose my pancake. I'll flip a switch, lose my pancake. I don't know. Spin a wheelie and get her. Even if I have to sell my mummy. How many times are people gonna ask me? I'm not very close. Should I put it as a banner? I'm not close to my rank 3 6-star at all, because I'm not wealthy enough and I haven't spent enough money on this game in the last year. Therefore, no rank 3 6-star yet. When next batch of 5-star next crystals around, nobody knows. For all we know, that might have been like a one-off experiment. They haven't made any claims that they will return or where they're gonna use them or how they're gonna use them, so it's unclear. They probably release them as a test run, and we're gonna see what they intend to do with them later. From New Zealand, the Sun Lives will love you. Latvian blood. Sun Lives. That's another place apparently I'm never going to. Do you have Thanos or Kang on your roster? Yes, I do have 5-star Thanos and 5-star Kang. We'll see you greater, quite far off, plenty time to leave. They'll avoid you as much as you want to avoid them. Yeah, so people keep saying. Green Man, wish all variants were like this one, you need some variety. Yeah, exactly, this one is cool, I love it. I love the fact that people had to use lower champions. Many people kind of didn't like that, but I love it. Oh man, I shouldn't have. Okay, I'm not gonna use them, I'm gonna use these. Cause I think it's why KT1 is so tall. His mother was probably like 5 feet 10 Latvian woman. Why am I so tall, man? What? Huh? I don't follow. But I have Doom and Namer for Prestige, that's why I'm thinking of Hyperion over Corvus, because I have Aegon already maxed out. Well, at the end of the day, I'm gonna put it like this. If you constantly run suicides, Corvus is more useful day to day. If you don't particularly like suicides, Hyperion's definitely much more useful than Corvus day to day. Oh, Mutant T5CC, that's insane. Nice one, Amino. In your opinion, what synergy Trinity has, what Trinity has the most utility. Quake, Nick Fury, Captain Marvel movie. Suicide's on, Destruction, go. I think that's the best synergy Trinity currently in the game. Katie's banner. Yes, I'm from Latvia, and yes, I'm so good. Part of my first. Yeah, that should work. That should be pretty self-explanatory. Doing heroic now? Yeah, I think, or normal one. I don't know. It's one of those. I'm doing. Yeah, I think heroic. I have not paid too much attention, but I did see some screenshots for those mined alleged rewards. I hope they're true, and I hope it comes next month. What this chat taught us that if KT ever steps out of Latvia, he's basically got a horde of animals out there waiting to kill him. Yeah, I know, right? The bastards. Hope you're well. Send your friend request in game is wet. I want to talk to you. Possibly joining for what? Joining for what? Oh, Billy. That's not me. That's for Billy. Because KT and Latvian women are the tallest in the world on average. Also, Latvians have the highest kind of like percentage of models per capita. It means our women are also extremely good looking. And also there are more women in Latvia than men. They are also universally pretty, and they have basically the proportionally largest amount of models in the world. Look it up. Are you by Riga? That's where my college roommate was from. I wasn't. I lived in Riga for a couple of years of my life, and I went there often, but I lived about an hour out of Riga. Other streamers, where's the cool stuff KT streams? Oh my god, I see all the stuff. This is the best. Why, thank you. I'm sure Amino has plenty of options to take rank 3. How's it going? Can't wait to get a rank 3, hopefully soon. Yeah, hopefully it's with the next big piece of content, be that Abyss or be that 6.4. I'm not kind of suicidal fan because majority of my files are max are not suicide friendly, therefore you go with Hyperion, man. It's simple as that. Yes. If you don't play suicide max, then Hyperion's for you. Oh. Neymar and Domino going with Neymar? I think you will because Prestige, man. Before a week ago I got my first 6-star. I got Mordo. Is he good? Mordo is not great. It's not worst, but it's not fantastic, man. So it could be worse. It's decent pull. Sweet, I'm off to Latvia. Fair enough, John. I just got Science Suite 4 gem from Variant, but I already ranked Quake last week. I could have been closer to getting her to rank 5. Just took She-Hulk back up because I still love her. Yeah, if I get a... That's one thing I'm waiting for. I'm waiting to get a Science gem to rank up my She-Hulk. I really want to. See you later. Alright, see you, Chazman. Thanks for popping in the stream, man. Also, Amino, obviously, I have the exclusive rights of your rank 2 Neymar. As soon as you rank him up, the video is popping up in this channel. We want to monopolize all of the rank 3 6-star footage as much as we can. It actually has been helping me really well. That 6-star rank 3 chorus video is kind of well on the way being one of my most viewed videos ever. It's like on 25k views in like a day, and that's a lot for my channel, so that's cool. Domino's on like 15k at the moment as well, and yeah, that's cool. Happy with that. I need more of that. Okay, we're gonna go through one more and then we're gonna be done. I think this is gonna be the last one that we go through. You are the first player to 100% Abyss. What will you... I do not know, man. Besides, I doubt I'm gonna be first player to 100% Abyss because I doubt I'm gonna be able to afford it, man. Because inevitably you're gonna have to have like plenty of audience and stuff like that. Plus nobody beats you to it. Well, you better get spending, man. I mean, you know, whip out that credit card, buy some crap, and get that Neymar ranked up, man. What's up, 3Beard Gaming? How are you doing? I'm convinced Neymar is gonna get nerfed. Use my 5-star mutant gem Archangel. Neymar might get nerfed a bit, yes. Listen to a ton of Latvian folk music because of him. I feel everyone he translated for me was about. Thanks. Kind of, yes. Latvians are a very peculiar nation. It's a lot to talk about. It's like a big subject, and I don't think I want to kind of like jump straight in it, but last units are a tiny bit special. Gotta go. Alright, Haas, see you, man. CONCIERGE has 30k views. Oh, perfect. 30k views now, even better. But I'm really sad and scared about that Nemo nerf. Everybody is worried. And yeah, I think Nemo's perfectly balanced as is. I don't think there's need to change anything. From rumors suggest that he hasn't a few research one. It's still... It may or may not be a big deal, but it will still feel like a slap in the face, you know, man. Has she Sean can clear a bit of that chorus and some audience? Maybe. Oh man, I didn't want to use this! Sucks. Whatever. Hello, Knock Him Dead, how are you doing? When are we doing dungeons? Duke, I don't know if I'm doing dungeons today, but I do have to get some more Aegon footage from you, Duke. Because we want to see level 2 bleeds, and we want to see what happens when he gets the heavy attack furies, when he gets hit in the face, and what kind of damage he can put out then. So yeah, we need some more footage, Duke. Need some more Aegon love there. You still keep in touch? That's insane. That's awesome, man. And I have to be completely honest, I'm not the type of guy who often keeps in touch with many contacts of my past. I'm more of kind of like day-to-day guy. If I happen to have contact with you daily, because I happen to be around you or nearby or work together, I will so. Or other than that, I am not the kind of guy to drop some random messages to anyone. Hey, how are you doing? It's been a while, we should catch up, stuff like that. I don't do that kind of thing. For me, it's kind of hard enough to keep all of the social contacts with like my family. And then obviously like the immediate people that I see at work and my girlfriend and stuff like that, that's also like socializing, and then that's pretty much the limit of it. I'm pretty much never gonna drop a message to somebody. It's like, hey, it's been a while, haven't seen you in a while, like, oh, we should catch up or something like that. What's up, Killer? How you doing, man? Somebody, I didn't even see that message, but apparently Kill is being nasty. Oh, don't put Kill on timeout, man. It's alright, Kill is cool. Yeah, Daniel, don't worry, man. Killer is a buddy. I'm sure he just was joking about Daniel, so yeah. Take everything he types with a grain of salt. He's alright. I hope he's still here, though. Still so many of your alliance men. I don't think that many. Couple do, but not that many. It's alright, don't worry, Billy. Everywhere has a rank 5, C200, 5-star hammer, so it's not gonna go. Yeah, exactly. that is gonna be a good reason to not touch him too much. At least you won't have to see 2 special reanimations every fight. Well, you didn't have to now either, man. Like, you didn't have to drop those 2 special 3s. You didn't want to, but you had the option to. That's always the point, to have an option. Yeah, how many? I only thought that like a couple of my alliance mates have rank 3s. Okay, next future 5-star rank 5 champion. Venom duped, Ghost Rider duped, or Galkan duped. Venom, man. Venom for sure. I wouldn't even think too much. I'd pretty much immediately go Venom. Okay, so Daniel, I had only good intentions. Yeah, I know, Daniel, no, don't worry. It's alright. It's perfectly alright. I'm gonna rank 3 my 6-star? I don't know. When I get enough catalysts, man. Okay, so how far have we gotten? I think that will do for the stream though. Need to go and check a couple of things out. I definitely also need to get something to eat. I think I'm gonna make a pizza. Yeah, I think I'm baking a pizza now. Can you see my tier 5 CC situation? No, I'm too shy. It's too personal. I can show you my undies, but you cannot look in my tier 5 CCs, man. Either way, thank you very much for hanging out with me. I'll be done for today's stream, and we're gonna either be back today or tomorrow late. I'm not entirely sure. We're gonna see what's what and how are things and how much time I take. And at the very least, I'm gonna be uploading one more video today, so stay tuned for that. It's gonna be Stealth Suit Spider-Man rank 369. So some of you probably won't see that. But yeah, that will do for today, and I hope you guys have a fantastic evening. See ya.